Hey guys, hello. I need to bring this all the way up here. Thank you for coming. Thank you for having me here. Justine, if you laughed a bit more, you wouldn't need to raid Chemist Warehouse. You know, it would be nice. Thank you. Just before I begin, I'd like to say to all the young people here, Bob's not your father. I made that mistake when I was a young boy. I went to a primary school that was had a priest that was our principal, and I called him Dad. I realized we just call priests father because, you know, they're spiritual leaders and they always turn up to our footy games. For no reason. And the other thing I learned is Bob's also not my uncle. Even though everyone in Australia keeps telling me he's my uncle, look at me, I'm African. My uncle's name is Matumbo Baba. No, someone finally told me that Bob, your uncle, was just an Australian slang. Yeah, it's just an Australian slang, like don't get your knickers in a knot, crack a tinny, and my favorite, go back to your country. No, thank you for having me though. It's good to discuss this polarizing topic of how laughter is the best medicine. I was actually reading this article about how these politicians and celebrities were talking about how mining for oil on the coast of Australia, how that was bad. And then I heard the topic for this evening and I was like, this is way better. This is a better topic to discuss. We're discussing the big issues. So you guys heard from a lot of people that don't know much about medicines. I'm a physio. I work as a physio, and I deal with a lot of people that are in pain, and I treat them, and I cure them with laughter. That's pretty much it. I work as a physio in the West, so if this goes really well, I'll be out there handing out my business cards. If it doesn't go well, I'm not here. So for those who don't know what a physio is like who you see when you've hurt yourself at home or at the gym or at your work Christmas party. The people that are laughing have done that. I know some of you are not convinced that I'm a physio, but I am. Like a lot of people don't believe I'm a physio, even my patients, they don't. But luckily for me, my name is Samuel. So when they call up, like they don't know that I'm not a physio until I see them. My name is Sam. So when they call up and ask for an appointment and they say Sam, they're not expecting this. And the cool thing is, where I work in this clinic, it's me and the other guy's name who works with us, his name is Mustafa, which is great because I get all the clients. But my patients don't like straight up tell me that they don't think I'm a physio. They do it in quite sly way, you know. Like I had a patient the other day, and I went out of my room and I went to the waiting area, right? And I called his name and I went, "Is Mr. John Smith here? Mr. John Smith?" And the person whose name is John Smith got up and looked at me, and then he just looked around the room, hoping there's another John Smith. And then he looked at me again. And then he looked around the room, and then finally he came up to me and went, "I thought I was seeing Sam." I'm like, "Sorry sir, Sam's away, I'm Mustafa." "Come this way, we're going to try dry needling today." "But you don't know what's wrong with me." "I think I do." Let's release that ignorance. As a physio, I know that laughter is the best medicine because I use it to treat patients. But I use other tools as well, like massage, mobilization, dry needling. But like joke telling is the best thing. Like they all get better with joke telling. Sometimes I combine the two. I combine two like tools to treat people. Like the other day I had a client and he had pain on his shoulders. And I go to him, we're going to try dry needling today. For those who don't know what dry needling is like acupuncture, but you don't have to be a 3,000-year-old Chinese man to do it. Anyone can do it. So I had to warn him. Usually when we're doing dry needling, we have to warn the person. So I was warning him. I said, so he can make an informed decision about wanting it or not. I go to him, so I'm going to work on your upper chest. There's a possibility that I'm going to puncture your lungs. Like there's a... No, so, but like, I'm a trained professional, so I won't, but like there's a possibility, so you can make an informed decision. When I told him this, I could see that he was scared, so I thought this was a perfect time to tell him a joke. So I reassured him. I said, hey, don't worry, the likely chances of me puncturing your lung is very slim. Like the likely chances of me puncturing your lung is like 1 in every 100,000. Like, and I haven't even seen 100,000 people yet. You know, I've only seen 99,999. I haven't seen him since that day. I like to believe it was because I made him better with laughter. He was laughing. But for the purposes of this of this comedy debate, I did a randomized control trial, you know, to see if laughter is the best medicine. I used my patients as guinea pigs, right? And I had four groups, each with lower back pain. So group 1 was a control, so I didn't treat them at all. Group 2, they didn't come back. Group 2 were treated with dry needling, Group 3 with exercises, and Group 4 with dick jokes. So each week they would write how much better they felt in terms of percentages. And the results of the study, I found that like Group 4 patients were significantly better than all the other groups, all right? So that shows that laughter is the best medicine. That's empirical proof, unlike Justine's talking shit. Am I allowed to? No, I don't know. Anyways, so as you can see, from my research, laughter is the best medicine because it releases endorphins that make us feel good. And that's why now I prescribe, instead of prescribing exercises, I prescribe comedy specials. So if a patient comes to me and they're like, yeah, the doctor gave me Panadine Forte and Tramadol, I'm like, I rip that prescription up and I'm like, here's a prescription to watch Carl Barron. If more people knew him, it would be more funnier, I think. But anyways, laughter is how we make friends. Laughter is what we do when we're sad, and laughter is the best medicine. So thank you very much.